Hey everyone, welcome back to Return to Self with myself, Tanya Ray Bethune. I'm coming to you today with episode 16. And today I want to talk about accepting what you cannot change, knowing the difference, and choosing peace over control. Because there's a place many of us are learning to return to, and that place is ourselves. It's not the version of us that were shaped by pain, rejection, or other people's opinion, but the version of us God originally created. So returning to oneself often involves a period of acceptance. When I say return to yourself requires a period of acceptance, I'm talking about a season where you stop fighting reality and start facing truth. Because a lot of our exhaustion doesn't come from what happened, it comes from resisting what is. Acceptance is not agreement. It's not saying it was right, or it's not saying something didn't hurt. Acceptance is saying this is what it is, and I'm no longer going to abandon myself trying to change what I cannot. It is coming to terms with the truth about people, who they are, not who you hope they will be, how they show up, not how you needed them to. So listen, that can be hard because sometimes acceptance means grieving. Grieving the version of a person you thought you had. Grieving the apology you may never receive. Grieving the understanding that may never come. But here's what acceptance does. It frees you. So because as long as as long as you're resisting reality, you stay emotionally tied to it. You stay in cycles of frustration, over explaining, defending, and trying to prove your worth. But when you accept, you stop trying to control how people see you. You stop trying to force alignment where there is none. And you stop taking responsibility for what was never yours to carry. So instead, you return to yourself. Acceptance becomes the doorway to peace. It's where you begin to say, I release what I cannot change, I release who I cannot fix, and I choose to honor myself in the process. This is the period where your healing deepens because you're no longer negotiating your worth based on someone else's behavior. You're choosing the truth, you're choosing clarity, and most importantly, you're choosing you. So returning to self requires a period of acceptance, acceptance of what you cannot change, and wisdom to know the difference. You cannot change how people feel about you. You cannot change how people respond to you. You cannot stop people from misunderstanding you, misjudging you, or even speaking falsely about you. But what you can control is how you respond. And that is honored in that. So there is self respect in choosing not to be pulled into someone else's inner turmoil. There is strength in refusing to carry what does not belong to you. There is peace in choosing you even when others don't. So sometimes people will project onto you what they're unwilling to face within themselves, but you don't have to accept that projection. You don't have to defend yourself against a lie because a lie is still a lie, whether you fight it or not. And here's the truth when people try to tear down your character, it reveals more about them than it ever will about you. Your worth is not predicated on someone else's opinion. Your identity is not defined by someone else's misunderstanding. So let people be who they are. Let them be who they've shown themselves to be. And you stay rooted in who God created you to be. Choosing peace over proving, choose self respect over explaining, and choose alignment over approval. Returning to yourself means this you stop abandoning who you are just to manage how others see you. And instead, return back to yourself. Romans 12 and 2 says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, so that you may prove for yourself what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So as we continue to return to ourselves and embrace this period of acceptance, let us remember Romans 12 and 2. We are not here to be conformed to the opinions, the lives, or the reaction of others. We are here to be transformed and renewed in our minds, anchored in truth, and walking in God's perfect will for our lives. This is how we honor ourselves. This is how we choose peace and return fully to who God created us to be. So I say to you, be blessed and always, always stay encouraged. Have a good day.